The Ghost and Molly McGee is back with Season 2's premiere, The New Paranormal. Let me tell you, I'm actually looking forward to review this episode, and considering that this episode isn't really Valentine's related, I was honestly hoping that this episode would have been around during the Valentine's season earlier this year. But to be perfectly honest, it's not really of a big loss, and after watching this episode from beginning to end, there was a lot more to the story rather than romance, and I'm gonna get to the new character who is Molly's love interest later. A new family has moved into Brighton neighborhood as the McGees gave them a neighborhood welcome, and considering that the McGees are highly into new neighbors, it really shows a lot has changed since Season 1 came to an end. With the children defeated in the finale of Season 1, the Ghost Counselor has nothing else to do. Like, since that they were able to have freedom, they don't know what to do, unlike other ghosts like Scratch. Which leads to Scratch giving them advice on doing anything that they want in order to enjoy their afterlife, while also singing a song, which I'm going to be discussing later on in this review. I will say, in comparison of Season 2 premieres of other shows, this premiere really feels like it's trying less compared to trying way too hard. Like, in my expectations of this premiere is mainly just trying to be better compared to the first season's episode, mainly the first episode of the first season, but look at this episode knowing how it's not trying way too hard until we reach to the second half of the episode. They're literally trying to give the development of the Chins much more meaningful once we see more of them in future episodes. Granted, I know forward that they're not going to be in a lot of episodes, but judging the fact that Scratch is dealing on being the chairman, since the chairman in the finale of Season 1 is gone, there's going to be a lot going on, which I stated in my last review of this show. There's probably going to be a lot of ghosts wreaking havoc in Brighton. And believe me, there's going to be a lot of excitement once we see more and more of Season 2. Let's talk about Scratch in this episode, because for me personally, it really feels like that duties on becoming the chairman is literally the last things that he ever wanted after the trouble that he went through in Season 1 when it came to the Ghost Council. And trust me when I say this, the experiences that he went through in Season 1 really meant something that he wants no part on becoming the chairman. But considering that we're getting more ghosts, mainly the fright males, really shows that there is literal restrictions that need to be in place in the ghost world. Every time I think about these ideals and the fact that the McGees are trying everything to prevent Scratch from being noticed by the ghost hunters, mainly the Chins, yeah, Scratch's life has become a lot more complicated ever since this family came around and him becoming the new chairman. I would feel bad for him, but there would have been no Season 2 considering that the Ghost and Molly McGee greenlit a second season before the first season even premiered, and the same thing happened with the Owl House. Okay, let's go talk about the Chins, or in this case, Oliver, who people do not like that this show is taking the love at first sight route, all the while having a female character fall in love with a male character and vice versa. I need to be perfectly honest with you, like I said earlier, the Chins family is still getting development, and when it comes to Molly McGee's crush towards Oliver, even if they have some in common with their dislike and disgust of spiders, I need to be perfectly real with you that Oliver is probably having the same feelings as Molly, but at the same time, not on the same levels as Molly. With him and his family being ghost hunters and completely hunted down ghosts, I'm going to assume of their exposure towards Scratch all the while dealing with the fact that their neighbors is friends with a ghost is probably going to lead to something really huge when it comes to the finale of this season. Mainly them going to the ghost world in my predictions and completely doing something a lot more exciting, similar to what Molly did in the final episode of season 1. The reason why I've came up with this prediction way earlier after watching this episode is because considering that Oliver and his family isn't aware that Molly has ghosts around her house, along with everything going on in the neighborhood in town of Brainton, there's probably going to be a lot going on to the point that Oliver and his family need to connect the dots, which may be predictable, but at the same time, they still need time to understand of what is really going on, since that they are fully aware that Brainton has become a lot more better since Molly McGee moved into Brainton. I can tell for a fact that when it came to having new neighbors, dealing with becoming a chairman, along with the Chins dealing with paranormal activity, there's going to be a lot going on as the series progresses, and when it comes to the impressions that Oliver and his family has been given, with his sister having autistic values similar to me, then I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of interesting ideas involving this family when it comes to their future appearances. Trust me when I say this, watch this episode if you don't believe me and try to understand what the Chin's motivations really are, aside from them being ghost hunters. They may be doing their jobs as ghost hunters, but mainly their development as ghost hunters. When it comes to the two songs, Enjoy Your Afterlife and Stuff Your Face, they're okay. I mean, Enjoy Your Afterlife is basically the song where the ghost counselor is trying to figure out their own meaning of the afterlife, all the while just trying to get some new names, considering that they're no longer in a position of power. Well, not really in position of power, but being put in a position by the chairman who's in power, who used to be, that is. The fact that the song is an indication, well, Scratch doesn't want rulers unless he needs them, which shows that the afterlife people, mainly the ghost counselor, has never experienced what Scratch went through. Mainly enjoying his free time on being alone when he needs it, and then when they are dealing with too much of what Scratch is used to, I have to admit the ghost counselor is probably going to have some kind of development once this season progresses. But considering that we're going to be having new ghosts as this season progresses, there's going to be a lot that we haven't know involving the ghost world. The Stuff Your Face sequence just is mainly an indication that the McGees, even if they're doing everything they can in order to protect Scratch from the Chins, it's not going to last long. But at the end of the day, they will probably find a way to resolve all this. And considering that Molly's family is in on this, unlike last time, well, Molly is all on her own in the ghost world, there's definitely a lot of opportunities that could happen, but at the same time will not. I'm gonna be honest with you, with how long that this show went on hiatus since July of last year, it's probably gonna be worth the wait. With more episodes coming out during this month, there's gonna be a lot going on. In all honesty, this premiere isn't one of the best premieres, but it was interesting at most. So I really found that there were a lot of aspects that people didn't like, mainly Molly's crush towards Oliver or Oliver in general. But it's not gonna stop me from watching more episodes from this. I may not gonna be review the future episodes coming out, but at the same time, I'm still gonna watch them. I'm giving this episode a 7.25 out of 10.